You are now looking live at Buckingham Palace, the home of...
Not yet, they're not.
Very soon. Kings and queens for centuries. But later this morning, it is King Charles III who is preparing to be crowned.
King Charles III has spent his entire life preparing for the responsibility of the crown. But even after decades of waiting, the challenges of being monarch have continued to surprise him. The British royal family has always been shaped by moments of uncertainty, difficult choices, and decisions that changed history forever. From kings stepping away from the throne to marriages collapsing under the weight of public attention, every generation has faced moments that tested the strength of the monarchy. Now, a new chapter appears to be unfolding, one that has placed Queen Camilla's future role under intense public discussion and raised questions about the direction of the royal family. For centuries, the monarchy has survived because it has adapted to changing times. But behind the carefully planned ceremonies, public appearances, and official statements lies a world where every decision carries enormous meaning. A single announcement, a change in responsibility, or even a shift in public duties can create waves across Britain and beyond. The royal family has witnessed some of the most dramatic moments in modern history. In 1936, King Edward VIII made the extraordinary decision to give up the throne because of his relationship with Wallis Simpson. His choice created a constitutional crisis and changed the future of the monarchy forever. The responsibility of the crown passed to his brother, who became King George VI, setting the stage for the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Decades later, another royal crisis captured worldwide attention. The marriage between Prince Charles and Princess Diana, once viewed as a fairy tale, became one of the most painful public struggles ever experienced by the royal family. Their separation and the controversies that followed damaged the image of the monarchy and forced the institution to rethink how it connected with the public. Then, in September 2022, Britain faced another historic moment when Queen Elizabeth II passed away after 70 years on the throne. Her death marked the end of an era. Millions gathered to remember a monarch who had become a symbol of stability and dedication. After her passing, Charles finally became king, beginning a new reign filled with both hope and uncertainty. But unlike previous royal turning points, the situation surrounding Queen Camilla did not arrive with dramatic speeches or breaking news announcements. Instead, rumors and speculation began quietly spreading about a possible change in her public role within the monarchy. Camilla's journey into royal life was never simple. For years, she faced criticism and public judgment because of her relationship with Charles. Many people questioned whether she would ever be accepted by the British public. Yet over time, through years of charity work, dedication, and standing beside Charles through countless official engagements, public opinion gradually began to change. When Charles became king, Camilla stepped into the role of queen consort, a position that represented the final stage of a remarkable transformation. The woman once surrounded by controversy had become one of the most important figures in the royal family. However, as the monarchy entered a new generation, attention naturally began shifting toward Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Their future roles became increasingly important as they prepared for the day William would eventually become king. Catherine's growing popularity has been one of the most noticeable changes within the royal family. Through her work with charities, her connection with the public, and her calm approach to royal duties, she has built a strong reputation. Many observers see her as a symbol of the monarchy's future. This changing balance of influence has created endless discussion about the relationship between Camilla and Catherine. Publicly, both women have always appeared respectful and supportive of each other. Their appearances together have shown unity, but royal watchers have often wondered how two powerful figures from different generations navigate the changing expectations placed upon them. The reality is that royal roles are not only about popularity. They represent tradition, responsibility, and preparation for the future. As Catherine's position continues to grow, the monarchy faces the natural challenge of balancing respect for those who have served with the need to prepare the next generation. For Camilla, this transition carries a deeply personal meaning. Her journey to becoming queen required decades of patience and resilience. She spent years trying to rebuild her public image and prove her commitment to royal service. After finally reaching a position she once seemed unlikely to achieve, stepping back from the spotlight would not be an ordinary decision. This is why any possible change involving Camilla has attracted so much attention. It is not simply about one person's schedule or one royal title. It represents a much larger question about how the monarchy prepares for the future while honoring those who helped shape its present. The question many people began asking was simple. if the royal family is preparing for the next generation, what role will Camilla continue to have? Behind palace walls, every adjustment is carefully considered. The monarchy cannot make decisions based only on personal emotions. Every choice must protect the image and stability of the institution itself. King Charles has always understood this difficult balance. Throughout his life, he has faced moments where personal feelings had to be placed against royal duty. Now, as monarch, those choices carry even greater weight. The future of the royal family depends on a delicate transition between generations. William and Catherine represent what comes next, while Charles and Camilla represent the journey that brought the monarchy to this point. As speculation continues, one thing remains clear. Any decision involving Queen Camilla would not only affect her personally but could also shape how the world views the next era of the British monarchy. The question now is whether this is simply a natural evolution of royal responsibilities or the beginning of a much bigger transformation inside the palace. As the conversation surrounding Queen Camilla's future continued, attention turned toward the difficult balance King Charles has always faced, protecting the person he loves while also protecting the institution he represents. Being a monarch means every personal decision carries public consequences, and every change must be measured against the long-term future of the crown. For Charles, the monarchy has never been about one individual. It has always been about continuity, tradition, and preparing the next generation to carry the responsibility forward. This reality has shaped many of the decisions he has made throughout his life, including the role Camilla has played beside him. Camilla's path to acceptance was one of the most complicated journeys in modern royal history. When her relationship with Charles became public, she faced years of intense criticism. Many people viewed her through the painful memories of Charles and Diana's troubled marriage, and rebuilding trust was a challenge that took decades. Instead of trying to change public opinion overnight, Camilla focused on quiet service. She supported charitable causes, attended countless engagements, and remained beside Charles through some of the most challenging periods of his life. Slowly, attitudes began to change. People who once doubted her began recognizing her commitment and dedication. Her transformation was extraordinary. A woman who had once been one of the most controversial figures connected to the royal family eventually became the king's trusted partner and queen consort. That history is what made discussions about her future role so emotional. For many supporters, Camilla's position represented years of sacrifice and perseverance. Any reduction in her public responsibilities would not simply be viewed as a change in schedule. It would symbolize the end of a chapter she spent decades building. However, the monarchy has always operated on the principle that personal feelings cannot come before duty. As William and Catherine move closer to their future roles, the royal family must continue preparing for a new era. Catherine's own journey has also been remarkable. When she first entered royal life, many wondered how she would handle the enormous pressure that comes with becoming part of the monarchy. Over time, she proved herself through patience, discipline, and dedication. Rather than seeking attention, Catherine built her reputation through consistency. She became known for her calm public presence, her commitment to charitable work, and her ability to connect with people. Her approach helped create a sense of stability during a period when the royal family faced many challenges. Her popularity became especially clear during difficult personal moments. When Catherine stepped away from public duties due to health concerns, public discussion and speculation increased dramatically. But after she shared her situation with the world, many people responded with compassion and admiration for the courage and dignity she displayed. The reaction showed something important about Catherine's relationship with the public. Her support was not based only on her royal title. It came from the image she had built over years of service and from the personal connection many people felt toward her. This growing public trust has naturally increased expectations for her future. Many royal observers believe Catherine already demonstrates the qualities needed for the role she will one day take on beside William. But the transition from one generation to another is never simple. The monarchy must honor those who carried its responsibilities in the past while making room for those who will lead in the future. For King Charles, this may be one of the greatest challenges of his reign. He must maintain respect for Camilla's contribution while ensuring that William and Catherine are prepared for what lies ahead. The future of the monarchy depends on unity. Any appearance of conflict between senior royals could create uncertainty and weaken public confidence. That is why decisions involving roles, responsibilities, and public appearances are handled with such care. Behind the palace walls, the biggest challenge has always been managing change without creating division. For Camilla, the future may not be defined by how many official engagements she completes or how much attention she receives. Her legacy may instead be remembered through the journey she took to reach the position she holds today. She went from facing overwhelming criticism to becoming a respected member of the royal family. Few public figures have experienced such a dramatic transformation. For Catherine, the future represents a different kind of challenge. She will eventually inherit a role that carries enormous expectations. She will be expected to represent tradition while also helping the monarchy remain connected to a changing world. Together, these two women represent different chapters of the same royal story. Camilla represents endurance, patience, and the difficult road toward acceptance. Catherine represents the future, renewal, and the next generation of leadership. Whether changes come gradually or through major announcements, the monarchy will continue evolving. History has shown that the royal family survives not by refusing change, but by adapting to it. The question surrounding Camilla's future is therefore part of a much larger conversation. How does an ancient institution prepare for tomorrow while respecting yesterday? King Charles's reign will ultimately be judged not only by the decisions he makes during his time on the throne, but also by how successfully he prepares the monarchy for the generations that follow. As William and Catherine continue stepping into greater responsibilities, and as Camilla's role evolves with time, Britain finds itself watching another important moment in royal history unfold. The crown has always demanded sacrifice. It has required monarchs and their families to place duty above personal wishes. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of the royal family story. Behind the titles, ceremonies, and traditions are real people facing difficult choices between love, loyalty, and responsibility. Only time will reveal exactly how Queen Camilla's story will be remembered. But one thing is certain: her journey from controversy to the heart of the monarchy remains one of the most remarkable transformations of the modern royal era.